What's going on, everybody? Packer Plug, back with another video. Before we start today's video, please make sure you subscribe. Please stop what you're doing right now. If you haven't subscribed already, subscribe below, share this video, like this video, comment on this video, but make sure you subscribe. Make sure you join Packer Plug for your Packer Plug news daily. Your plug for all things Packers. Please subscribe. There's a lot of you that watch. The views are going up. Couldn't be more grateful. There's a lot of you that aren't subscribed. So let's get those people subscribed. Today, we're talking about this defensive line for the Green Bay Packers. The Green Bay Packers are currently 6-3, doing very well, and somehow third in the division. Most teams, if you're 6-3, you're number one in the division. You're definitely number two in the division. But we're number 3 behind the 8-1 Detroit Lions and behind the 7-2 Minnesota Vikings. It's a good place to be. It's also a tough place to be. It's a worrisome place to be because you could end up having a great record and still not making the playoffs. So you can only hope that they jump out in front of the Vikings, jump out for the Lions, and get this next win this next weekend against the Bears and continue their success and somehow pull out the division. But today we're talking about the defensive line because it is the weakest spot of this Green Bay Packers team. And it's interesting. You look at the rankings. You go to overall defensive rankings right now in the NFL. The Packers are sitting at number 12. The number 12 defense in the NFL. We haven't had a defense this good in a very long time. But yet the weakest part of our team is still the defensive line. Total defense, we're at 12. Passing defense, we're at 15. Rushing defense, we are at number 10. Scoring defense, we're at number 11. Red zone defense, where are we at red zone defense? We're a little lower on the list, number 21. Third down defense, number 6. So obviously we have a good defense this year, but the weakest spot we have is our defensive line, our pass rush. You go to our pass rush, we are 29th overall in pass rush. 29th. And if you look at these guys we have on the defensive line when it comes to Devonte Wyatt, Kingsley Enagbare, Kenny Clark, Lucas Van Ness, Rashawn Gary, these guys aren't doing all that well. And we'll start with Rashawn Gary. Rashawn Gary so far this season has 12 solo tackles and 2.5 sacks. Not good enough. Not good enough when you are supposed to be a prime defensive lineman on this team. You're one of the ones that is supposed to lead the way. And this is the year to do it because it's a championship year. It's a championship year. The window's open. This is the greatest this defense has been in a long time. This is the best offense we've had in the last couple years, right? With Jordan Love and these young receivers finally all coming together, right? Last season was phenomenal. These receivers are great. The offense is great. Besides Love's injuries and the picks he's been throwing, this offense is pretty solid. And it's the defense that has the holes in it, the defensive line. 12 solo tackles isn't enough. You're ranked 150 up. You're ranked 79th in sacks with only 2.5 sacks. Not good enough for Rashawn Gary. And then you look at Lucas Van Ness, a guy who was a number 1 overall draft pick for the Green Bay Packers, a guy that we thought was going to be great. A guy that's supposed to live up to expectations and be the next great, right? 14 solo tackles. 1 sack. Not good enough, especially when you're the number 1 overall. And it hasn't looked good for Lucas Van Ness. This is his third year, right? This is the year you're supposed to finally come out and be phenomenal. Second year, actually. Second year, right? You're supposed to come out. You're supposed to play phenomenal, right? And you don't. You don't. And that's a problem because it's your second year now. Do I think he'll develop eventually into a great defensive lineman? I hope. He hasn't gotten worse, but he hasn't gotten better. And you're helped out a lot. You're helped out a lot by your secondary that's phenomenal. They're saving these guys, right? We're not letting teams run the ball on us like crazy, right? But it's the pass rush. It's the pass rush. And this defense has been more aggressive this year with Jeff Hafley coming in and bringing blitz packages and blitzing safeties and allowing our cornerbacks to play up and play on the ball and be aggressive. And it's been phenomenal. You watch these cornerbacks, they're phenomenal. You watch these safeties, they've been phenomenal, right? Right? Xavier McKinney has been worth every single dollar, right? Best part of this defense. Lucas Van Ness needs to be better in year 2. And in year 3, he has to be better going into next season. And there's a time for him to turn it on. It's right now, coming out of the bye in the second half of his sophomore season. This is the moment. This is the moment for LVN. It's time to turn it on and get into championship mode and show everybody why we drafted you at number 1. Right now is the moment. And I think Lucas Van Ness can do it, right? I'm criticizing him a lot. I don't think he's lived up to expectations. I don't think he's been worth the number 1 overall pick, but I think he is absolutely capable, and I hope he's capable. I really do. And then you move over to Kenny Clark. 11 solo tackles, 0 sacks. Just the same old with a lot of these defensive linemen. Not great, not bad, right? The run defense with these guys has been pretty good, right? They've been doing their job. The pass rush, Kenny Clark's stats are looking just like Rashawn Gary. 2 guys that are experienced, 2 guys that are expected to output at a high level and aren't. And they aren't, right? Kingsley Inigbari, 7 solos, 1.5 sacks, right? Right? He's doing all right. Not great, not bad. Same. He's been doing good with run defense. All these guys have been doing, but where's the pass rush? Where is the pass rush? That's the question that needs to be asked. Devonte Wyatt, right? 9 solos, 3 sacks. Pretty good, right? Leading the team in sacks. We need more of that. We need more of that. But he's still tied for 67th, right? So when the Packers won the Super Bowl, what was important about that defensive line that year in 2010? Clay Matthews was a sack machine. And usually Super Bowl contending teams have great defensive linemen. They do. Guys that can go and get sacks, guys that can get pressure on the quarterback, because when you get to the playoffs, you're going to be playing a lot of good quarterbacks. And if you can't pressure the quarterback, you're not winning games. Defense wins championships. Got to get to the championship level quarterbacks. Got to get to them. You're just, the way they're playing right now, they're not going to be able to do that. They're not going to be able to do that. And it's upsetting. And all that to say, if there was ever a time to turn it on, it's the second half of this season. Coming out of the bye week against Chicago, against Caleb Williams. The first matchup between Jordan Love and Caleb Williams. We're going to have a video on that, so stay tuned on the channel. But if there was ever a time to turn it on, the pass rush, it's right now. And you hope they do that against these Bears who are 4-5. We're 6-3. We should. We should get to Caleb Williams a lot. We should get some picks off Caleb Williams. And if this team wants to compete for a championship, wants to compete for a Super Bowl, wants to get deep in the playoffs, these guys, Rashawn Gary, Lucas Van Ness, Kenny Clark, Kingsley Inigbari, Devonte Wyatt, need to show up and need to show up big, or we're not winning a Super Bowl. And right now is the time to do it. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments below. Are you guys upset we didn't trade for a defensive lineman? Right? I had a video on that just yesterday. Do you think we should have went out and got someone? Or do you think these guys can turn it on? I believe in these guys. I've seen what they're capable of. We all have. And I think they can turn around coming out this bye against the Bears. It's time to go bear hunting. So hopefully these guys step it up. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Remember, make sure you subscribe. Make sure you do it right now. Make sure you subscribe down below. Packer plug.